We're spotlighting a coin that's a bit of an icon, the 1976 no-mint mark quarter dollar. Could this bicentennial beauty be worth millions? Well, let's find out. 1976 was a monumental year in U.S. history. It marked the 200th anniversary of American independence, and to celebrate, the U.S. Mint created special coins that would stand out from the regular quarters. Enter the 1976 Bicentennial Quarter, a coin with a unique design to commemorate this historic milestone. This quarter was unlike any other. On the obverse side, you still see George Washington as usual, but flip it over and the reverse side is something special. Instead of the typical eagle, you'll find a colonial drummer and a torch encircled by 13 stars. This design was chosen to capture the spirit of 1776, reminding us of America's revolutionary roots. So what does it mean when there's no mint mark? For most coins, a missing mint mark is rare and can signal higher value, especially if it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which typically doesn't mark coins from this era. The 1976 quarter without a mint mark is from Philadelphia, and this subtle detail can make a huge difference to collectors. Now, here's the big question. Can a 1976 no-mint mark quarter really be worth millions? Generally, a standard 1976 quarter in circulated condition is worth only face value. But there are some rare factors that could make certain examples exceptionally valuable. For instance, high-quality grades or coins with unique errors, like double die errors or off-center strikes, can attract serious collector interest. One notable example is a high-grade, uncirculated 1976 quarter in pristine condition. When certified by top grading services like PCGS or NGC as MS68 or higher, these quarters can indeed reach impressive price points at auction. The better the condition, the higher the potential value. Look for coins with minimal scratches, discoloration, and sharp, detailed designs. High-grade quarters, especially those graded MS68 or MS69, can be worth a lot more. Some coins in top conditions have even fetched thousands at auction. Coins with errors or rare variations are always more valuable. Look for double dies, off-center strikes, or any unusual characteristics. These rare qualities can make your quarter stand out. Let's take a look at some real-world examples. Recent auctions have shown that top-quality 1976 quarters can fetch thousands of dollars. However, be wary of exaggerated claims. For standard circulated quarters without unique errors, the value usually isn't in the millions. But if you're lucky enough to find a high-grade or rare error quarter, you could be looking at a hefty profit. Imagine turning a pocket change find into thousands of dollars. So, could your 1976 no-mint mark quarter be worth millions? It's possible, but unlikely for standard coins. Still, with the right conditions, these quarters can be worth much more than face value, especially for those with rare minting errors or high grades. If you've got a 1976 quarter at home, take a closer look. And if you think you have something special, consider getting it graded by a reputable service. Who knows? You might just have a rare gem in your collection. We're diving into the fascinating world of the 1972 quarter dollar, a coin with a rich history, and some versions of it are even worth thousands or potentially millions of dollars. So, if you have one of these lying around, stay tuned because it could be life-changing. First, let's take a step back and talk about the 1972 quarter dollar. This coin belongs to the long-standing Washington quarter series, which began in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. This design remained largely unchanged until the 1999 state quarters program. In 1972, the quarter was struck without any silver content, as the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-nickel blend for all its quarters after 1964. While millions of quarters were minted, not all were created equal. The absence of a mint mark on these coins indicates they were made at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not include mint marks on quarters until 1980. Now, you might be wondering, what makes a simple 1972 quarter worth thousands or even millions? Generally, these coins are worth face value. But certain versions of the 1972 quarter have rare errors and unique features that make them highly desirable. Some of the most valuable 1972 quarters show doubling on the obverse, especially on the text Liberty, and the year 1972. This is known as a double die obverse, or DDO error, and it can make your coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Additionally, misstrikes or coins that have unique toning patterns are highly sought after by collectors. Let's take a look at the numbers. While a standard 1972 quarter might be worth just a quarter, high-grade error coins have sold at auction for thousands of dollars. One particularly rare, high-grade example of a 1972 quarter sold for well over $10,000 due to its pristine condition and unique error markings. Got a 1972 quarter? Here's how to tell if it's worth more than face value. First, inspect the coin carefully with a magnifying glass, focusing on key areas like Liberty and In God We Trust for any signs of doubling. Also, check the reverse side for unusual patterns or striking errors. Finally, consider getting your coin graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC, as a high-grade rating can significantly increase its value. So, why are collectors so captivated by coins like the 1972 quarter? It's all about the hunt. Coins like these are like modern-day treasures. Collectors love the thrill of finding hidden gems that most people overlook, and the 1972 quarter is no exception. So, next time you're sifting through your change jar or bankrolls, keep an eye out for the 1972 quarter. Who knows, you might just be holding a rare treasure worth thousands or even more. Remember, always do your research and consider consulting a coin expert if you think you've found something special. We're diving deep into the 2006 P Mint Mark Washington quarter, its history, why some are worth far more than face value, and what you should look out for to find one of these hidden gems. The Washington quarter was first introduced back in 1932, and over the decades, it's seen a variety of changes in design and materials. In 2006, the U.S. Mint continued with the popular 50-state quarters program, where each coin's reverse design showcased a unique state. That year, the designs for Nevada, Nebraska, Colorado, North Dakota, and South Dakota were released. But what makes some of these 2006 quarters so special? And why are collectors so excited about finding certain ones with a P Mint mark from Philadelphia? Coins with the P Mint mark were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest and most storied mints in the United States. While millions of these coins were produced, only a few have special characteristics that elevate their value, sometimes even into the thousands or millions of dollars. One of the biggest reasons certain 2006 P quarters can be valuable is due to minting errors. Error coins happen when something goes wrong during the coin's production, resulting in unique and rare varieties. These errors can range from double strikes and off-center strikes to die cracks and even unusual planchets. A few 2006 P quarters have exhibited rare errors, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these rarities. Coins with visible doubling, also known as double dies, can be especially valuable. If you have a 2006 P quarter with any unusual features, you might want to have it appraised by a professional or get it graded by a recognized coin grading service. In recent years, certain error quarters from 2006 have been auctioned for eye-popping prices. While not every 2006 P quarter will be worth millions, high-quality error coins and those in uncirculated condition can bring in substantial amounts. Some have even sold for tens of thousands of dollars due to their unique characteristics and rarity. The more pristine the coin's condition, the higher its grade, and the higher the grade, the more collectors are willing to pay. So, if you have a 2006 P quarter that's been kept in excellent condition, it could be worth much more than you'd expect. So, what should you look for to determine if your 2006 P quarter is valuable? First, check the coin's condition. Look for any doubling in the text or on Washington's profile. This is a hallmark of a double die. Also, examine the edges and details for any unusual textures or markings that could indicate a minting error. Coins with deep cameo contrast, which means they have a very sharp and frosted appearance, can also be highly desirable if they're in proof or uncirculated condition. If you're serious about collecting or selling a valuable 2006 P Washington quarter, consider having it graded. Grading not only verifies its authenticity but also gives it a professional quality rating, which can significantly increase its market value. Who knew a 2006 quarter could potentially be worth so much? Next time you check your spare change, take a closer look. You might just have a valuable piece of history in your hands. Make sure to subscribe for more coin collecting insights, and share in the comments if you've ever come across a rare find like this one. We're diving into a fascinating piece of American coinage, the 2014 P Mint Mark quarter dollar. You may have seen one in your pocket change or overlooked it as just another quarter. But some of these 2014 P quarters could be worth a small fortune. Yes, you heard that right, worth millions of dollars. So what makes this coin so special? Let's get into it. The 2014 P quarter dollar is part of the America the Beautiful series, celebrating the natural beauty and historic sites of the United States. In 2014, the U.S. Mint released 5 unique designs representing Great Smoky Mountains, Shenandoah, Arches, Great Sand Dunes, and Everglades National Parks. Each quarter features a unique reverse design, but shares the standard Washington quarter obverse and, of course, the P Mint mark for the Philadelphia Mint. But what you might not know is that certain 2014 P quarters have characteristics that make them extremely valuable to collectors. That's right, these aren't just any quarters. Some of these coins have errors or unique features that skyrocket their worth. Now, let's talk about the specific errors and features that collectors are looking for in the 2014 P quarters. There are a few key varieties that make these quarters worth significantly more than face value. Some of the most sought-after errors include double die errors, where the design appears doubled due to a misalignment during minting, and high-grade, uncirculated quarters with pristine details and no blemishes. These features make them incredibly rare. Amazingly, some of these coins, especially in top-grade conditions or with major errors, have sold for jaw-dropping prices at auction, reaching amounts in the high thousands and even entering the million-dollar range for the rarest specimens. Just imagine that, a quarter worth more than a brand-new car or even a house. Look for minimal scratches, no wear, and sharp details. Coins graded as MS68 or higher by grading services like PCGS or NGC can fetch substantial prices. Check for any unusual characteristics on the coin. A double die error, for example, could mean the coin is a valuable find. Sometimes, quarters with unique or attractive toning can also grab collector interest and command high prices. Collectors are constantly on the lookout for these unique features. So, if you come across a 2014 P quarter, don't just toss it in with your spare change. Take a closer look. You could be holding a potential fortune. Fun fact, the America the Beautiful series is one of the largest commemorative quarter programs in U.S. history, spanning from 2010 to 2021 with 5 new designs each year. This makes each year's set of quarters unique and collectible, especially for enthusiasts of America's history and landscapes. So, do you have any 2014 P quarters sitting around? If you do, it's time to grab a magnifying glass and see if you've struck gold. And remember, grading and preserving your coins is key if you want to keep or increase their value. We're diving into the incredible story of the 1999 P Washington quarter dollar. That's right, this seemingly ordinary coin might just be your ticket to a huge payday if you have the right one. Stick around to learn what makes this quarter so special, its fascinating history, and how you could have a coin worth thousands, maybe even millions of dollars. First, let's set the stage. The Washington quarter was first introduced back in 1932, honoring George Washington's 200th birthday. It became so iconic that it's been in circulation ever since. Fast forward to 1999, a very unique year for the Washington quarter. This was the beginning of the 50-state quarters program, one of the most popular coin series ever produced by the U.S. Mint, and each coin would feature a state on the reverse side. In 1999, the series kicked off with 5 states: Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, and Connecticut. The 1999 P quarter marked a new era, capturing the attention of both collectors and the general public. But there's one version of this coin that collectors are absolutely chasing after, and for good reason. So, why would a 1999 P quarter dollar be worth more than 25 cents? Well, it all comes down to rare minting errors. The U.S. Mint produced millions of these quarters, but as with all mass production, sometimes mistakes happen. In the world of coin collecting, errors mean big value. The most famous error to look for is the double die. This is where some of the coin's details appear doubled, making it look like a shadow or a blur around letters and numbers. If you find a 1999 P quarter with a visible doubling on United States, Liberty, or even Washington's face, you could be sitting on a small fortune. But why do these errors make the coin so valuable? In the world of collecting, it's all about rarity and demand. The 1999 P quarters with double dies or other rare errors were not produced in large quantities. Only a small number have been discovered. That scarcity drives up the value astronomically, especially when a coin is in excellent condition. Some of these error coins have fetched thousands, even hundreds of thousands at auction. Want to see if you have one of these valuable coins? Here's what to do. First, grab a magnifying glass and a strong light source. Take a close look at the P mint mark on the front of the coin. Then, carefully examine areas like United States of America and Liberty for any signs of doubling or unusual markings. If you spot anything unusual, you might just have a rare 1999 P quarter. But remember, condition is everything. The cleaner and sharper your coin, the more it's worth. Coins in mint state condition, or those graded by a professional, bring in the highest prices. So, can a 1999 P quarter really be worth millions? While it's rare, some unique error coins, in the best condition, can be worth a fortune. Coins with serious errors, like major doubling or pristine condition, have sold at auction for staggering prices. While not every coin will reach millions, finding one in top-notch condition could still be life-changing. Now's the time to check your quarters. Who knows, that loose change in your drawer could be hiding a treasure. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more coin collecting tips, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. And let us know in the comments. Do you have any 1999 P quarters in your collection? We're diving into a very special coin, the 1995 D Washington quarter. That's right, some of these coins have actually sold for insane prices, even reaching into the millions. So, if you've got a 1995 D quarter lying around, you might want to check it closely after this video. Let's start with a little history. The Washington quarter, as many of you know, was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. The design, created by John Flanagan, remained relatively consistent over the years. By the time we get to 1995, the Denver Mint was producing millions of these quarters, each stamped with a D Mint mark, showing it was made in Denver. But what's unique about this particular year? Well, that's where things get interesting. Not every 1995 D quarter is worth a fortune. What sets the valuable ones apart are specific characteristics or errors. Some of the high-value quarters from this year have what's called a high-grade condition, meaning they have extremely well-preserved features and minimal wear. But the true jackpot comes from certain rare mint errors that occurred in limited numbers. These errors can range from double dies to off-center strikes. These errors can be difficult to spot without a magnifying glass, but collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them. Sometimes, the right error can send the coin's value skyrocketing. So let's talk numbers. In recent years, some rare and highly graded 1995 D quarters have been sold at auctions for jaw-dropping prices. Coins in mint state or with certain rare errors have fetched thousands of dollars. And believe it or not, in some very specific cases, coins in exceptional condition have been valued at close to $1 million. Of course, not every 1995 D quarter is worth that much, but if you have one with unique traits, you could be looking at a significant return. So, how can you tell if your 1995 D quarter is valuable? First, look for that D Mint mark, which tells you it was minted in Denver. Next, check for any noticeable errors, like doubling, which might appear on the letters or the portrait. Then, inspect the condition. Coins in nearly flawless shape can be worth much more. And if you think you've found something special, consider getting it graded by a professional coin grading service. Grading can confirm its condition and authenticity, which is key to getting top dollar if you decide to sell. Now, if you're lucky enough to have a valuable 1995 D quarter, where should you sell it? online auctions like eBay, specialized coin auction houses, or even coin shows can be great places to connect with buyers. Just be sure to do some research on recent sales, so you know what to expect and set a fair price. So there you have it, the fascinating story of the 1995 D Washington quarter that could potentially be worth a fortune. Remember, it's all about those tiny details and the coin's condition. If you've got a 1995 D quarter, grab a magnifying glass and take a closer look. You might be holding a treasure. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you won't miss our next deep dive into rare and valuable coins. We're talking about the 2005 D Washington quarter, a coin that's become surprisingly valuable to collectors. Some of these quarters are reportedly worth a lot more than their face value. Could you be holding one worth thousands? Or even millions? The 2005 D Washington quarter was minted at the Denver Mint, as shown by the D Mint mark. This coin was part of the 50-state quarters program, an initiative launched by the U.S. Mint to honor each state with its own unique quarter design. The 2005 quarters represent Oregon, Kansas, Minnesota, West Virginia, and California. These designs captivated collectors and brought a new generation of enthusiasts into the world of coin collecting. But what makes these quarters so special isn't just their designs or mint mark. Some 2005 D quarters have gained serious attention due to unique errors and variations that have driven up their value. Let's take a look at what to look for. Errors are the golden ticket in the coin collecting world. Some 2005 D quarters have major minting errors like double die errors, where the images or text on the coin appear slightly doubled. This type of error often happens when the coin gets struck more than once by the die. Even a small double die error can increase the value substantially. Another error to look out for is the spitting buffalo on the Kansas quarter. This odd error occurs when there's a die crack on the buffalo's mouth, giving it the appearance of spitting. This variation is highly sought after by collectors. These errors aren't extremely common, and because of that, they're prized in the collector's market. If you happen to have one, it could be worth a surprising amount of money. So, how much are we talking? While not every 2005 D quarter will be worth millions, certain error coins or high-grade examples have been known to fetch hundreds or even thousands at auction. Coins in mint state or uncirculated condition, graded by agencies like PCGS or NGC, are typically the most valuable. In extremely rare cases, high-grade coins with perfect details can sell for tens of thousands, sometimes even approaching the $1 million mark, especially if they're one-of-a-kind errors or in pristine condition. The key here is quality and rarity. For instance, a 2005 D Kansas quarter with the spitting buffalo error in top condition could go for thousands at auction. And with collectors always on the lookout, prices continue to rise. So, how do you know if your 2005 D quarter is worth big bucks? First, examine it closely, ideally with a magnifying glass or a coin loop. Look for any signs of doubling, or the spitting buffalo error if it's a Kansas quarter. Consider getting it graded by a professional service if it seems like it might be in mint state or if you notice any errors. This will help you confirm its value and protect it from damage. And that's the story of the 2005 D Washington quarter. Whether you're an experienced collector or just getting started, finding a valuable coin like this can be incredibly exciting. So, check your quarters carefully. You might just have a hidden gem sitting in your pocket change. We're diving into one of the most intriguing coins out there, the 2000 D Mint Mark quarter dollar. Believe it or not, this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth millions. Let's take a closer look at its history, unique features, and why it's so valuable today. First, let's talk about some quick history. The 2000 quarter dollar is part of the celebrated state quarter series, where each state was honored with its own unique design. In 2000, quarters for states like Virginia, New Hampshire, South Carolina, Maryland, and Massachusetts were minted. These quarters were produced in Denver, which is marked by a small D on the coin. The series was a hit with collectors, with millions of these coins entering circulation, but only a few have made it to a rare and highly sought-after status. But what makes a 2000 D quarter so special that it could be worth a fortune? It's all in the details. For most people, These quarters were a great way to celebrate U.S. history and state pride. But some 2000D quarters have rare errors or exceptional qualities that make them worth far more. Here are the top things to look for if you have a 2000D quarter. The most valuable coins often come from minting mistakes. Look for double-die errors, off-center strikes, or even the highly sought-after spitting horse error seen on some 1999 Delaware quarters, which people often mistake for 2000 errors. Coins that were perfectly preserved, especially those graded by the PCGS or NGC, are more valuable. Look for coins in MS-67 grade or higher. A high-grade 2000D quarter with no wear and excellent luster can fetch thousands, or even millions in auction. Coins with these characteristics are incredibly rare, but when found, they are a collector's dream. So, why is a coin minted in 2000 with a D worth millions? Part of the value comes from the rarity factor, but the other piece is collector demand. When certain coins become known for rare errors or exceptional quality, collectors and investors are willing to pay extraordinary amounts to add them to their collections. In fact, a high-grade 2000D quarter with the right minting error and exceptional condition can break records at auction, sometimes going for hundreds of thousands, or even more. People are willing to pay for the rarity and the story behind these pieces of history. Now, if you're hoping to find a rare and valuable 2000D quarter in your collection, here's what you need to do. Look for any signs of wear. Coins in mint or near-mint condition are much more valuable. Use a magnifying glass to look for any doubling, off-center features, or other mistakes. Send your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A high grade can boost its value significantly. Remember, grading isn't cheap, so only get it graded if you believe it's in top-notch condition. Whether you're an experienced collector or just checking out some quarters in your change, that 2000D mint mark quarter could be your lucky find. Rare coins like this remind us that history, art, and value can all come together in a tiny piece of metal. We're diving into the fascinating world of the 1996 P Mint Mark Washington quarter, a coin that could make you a millionaire. So, if you have any 1996 quarters sitting around, stick around because you won't believe what they could be worth. Alright, let's start with a bit of history. 1996 was a milestone year for the Washington quarter. This quarter was minted in honor of the quarter's 65th anniversary. Hard to believe, right? The Washington quarter has been around since 1932 and was designed by sculptor John Flanagan to celebrate George Washington's 200th birthday. Now back to 1996. In Philadelphia, over 925 million quarters were struck with the P Mint mark. This letter, found just below Washington's neck on the obverse front side of the coin, indicates it was minted in Philadelphia. With such a high mintage, you might think these coins are common and not worth much. But here's where things get interesting. Over time, some of these 1996 P quarters developed fascinating errors and rare characteristics. In top-notch condition, with a high grading of MS-67 or above, collectors have gone crazy for these coins. And guess what? They've been auctioned off for thousands of dollars. But there's even more. So why are these coins so valuable? Let's talk about rare varieties and errors. Some of the most valuable 1996 P quarters show striking errors, like double-die obverse or even dramatic off-center strikes. These quirks in production make these coins highly sought after because they're one-of-a-kind treasures. Imagine a coin with doubling on the words Liberty or In God We Trust. That would instantly make it stand out to a serious collector. And while not all 1996 P quarters have these errors, those that do are worth holding on to. Let's talk grading. If you find a 1996 P quarter in exceptional uncirculated condition, known as MS-67, MS-68, or even MS-69, now that's where the real money comes in. Collectors have paid upwards of $1,000 to $5,000 for top-graded coins because these pristine examples are so rare. Now, here's the kicker. In the rarest cases, some 1996 P quarters have been auctioned for tens of thousands of dollars. And if a collector finds one with a perfectly unique error and a high grade, we're talking potential six-figure values. These rare coins are treasured by collectors willing to pay eye-popping amounts for that perfect addition to their collection. So, Go check those 1996 quarters you have. Look closely for any doubling, off-center strikes, or other oddities. And if they're in mint condition, consider getting them graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. We're diving into the fascinating story behind this coin and whether it could make you rich. Stick around to find out what makes this coin so unique and how to spot if you have a valuable piece. Let's start with a bit of history. The 2000 P quarter was part of the iconic 50-state quarters program by the U.S. Mint. Launched in 1999, this program celebrated all 50 U.S. states, and by 2008, it was one of the most popular coin series ever produced. Each state's unique design captured American history, culture, and pride, and the 2000 quarters featured Massachusetts, Maryland, South Carolina, New Hampshire, and Virginia. Now, the P Mint mark indicates that this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. But here's where things get interesting. Not all 2000 P quarters are created equal, and a few are rumored to be incredibly valuable. So, why would a 2000 P quarter be worth more than face value? The answer lies in rare error coins. Error coins are coins that were mistruck or produced with imperfections, making them highly sought after by collectors. Some errors could be double strikes, off-center strikes, or die cracks. These mistakes can make a coin unique and, in some cases, extremely valuable. There have been reports of some 2000 P quarters with unusual errors, things like double die strikes, which means the design was impressed twice, creating a shadowed effect on the coin. Coins with significant errors like these can attract serious interest from collectors and fetch thousands, or even millions of dollars at auction. But it's not just errors that increase a coin's value. The condition or grade of the coin also matters. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a flawless, mint condition coin. Finding a 2000 P quarter in near-perfect condition, graded MS67 or higher, can significantly increase its value. In fact, high-grade 2000 P quarters have sold at auction for impressive amounts. While not every coin will be worth millions, finding a pristine, high-grade 2000 P quarter with an error could certainly fetch a hefty price. Look at the coin under good lighting and check for wear and tear. Coins with minimal scratches or blemishes are more valuable. Look closely for doubling in the letters or numbers, or any unusual patterns that could indicate a striking error. If you think your coin is in excellent condition or has an error, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A professional grade can verify its authenticity and increase its market value. All right, let's answer the big question. Could a 2000 P quarter dollar be worth millions? While it's possible, it's quite rare. Most 2000 P quarters in circulated condition are worth only their face value, 25 cents. However, those with unique errors or in top-grade condition can command impressive sums. Some high-grade, error-free 2000 P quarters have sold for several $1,000s. Do you have a 2000 P quarter sitting at home? Check it out. Who knows, it might just be one of those rare finds. And even if it's not worth millions, it's still a beautiful piece of history and part of one of the most popular coin series in U.S. history. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more coin tips and treasure hunting stories. Drop a comment below if you have a 2000 P quarter. We'd love to hear about your finds. We're diving into the fascinating history of the 1979 D Mint Mark quarter dollar, one of the most intriguing coins in modern U.S. numismatics, and it's worth millions. First, let's set the stage with a little bit of history. The year 1979 was a busy one in the U.S., with many significant events, but when it comes to numismatics, a particular quarter caught the attention of collectors and investors alike. The 1979 D Mint Mark Washington quarter was minted at the Denver Mint, and this year was unique because of one major factor, a rare mistake that led to some of these coins being incredibly valuable today. Here we have a typical 1979 D Washington quarter, featuring the familiar design. On the obverse, George Washington's bust, and on the reverse, an eagle with outstretched wings. The Mint Mark D indicates it was produced at the Denver Mint, but here's where the story takes a dramatic turn. Some of these 1979 D quarters were struck with an unusual error. Due to a flaw during the minting process, certain coins were left with weak or partially missing mint marks. making them extremely rare. This flaw, now known as the 1979 D no mint mark error, caused a stir in the numismatic world when it was discovered. The 1979 D no mint mark quarters are highly sought after by collectors because of their rarity. Only a small percentage of the total 1979 D quarters struck that year exhibit this mint error, which makes them incredibly valuable. A single error coin can fetch upwards of $1 million at auction, depending on its condition. Yes, you heard that right. $1 million. In fact, in 2018, one of these rare 1979 D no mint mark quarters sold for an astounding $1.25 million. It was graded in near mint condition, and collectors went wild over the chance to own a piece of numismatic history. Now, you may be wondering, how can you tell if you have a rare 1979 D no mint mark quarter in your collection? It's all about inspecting the mint mark area. A regular 1979 D quarter will clearly show the D mint mark, but on the rare error coins, you'll see either a very faint or completely absent mint mark. This is a significant red flag for collectors. Once you identify one of these rare error coins, the next step is grading. The higher the grade, meaning the better condition the coin is in, the more valuable it will be. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can help authenticate and evaluate your coin's value. The 1979 D no mint mark quarter is just one of many rare coins out there, but it's definitely one that stands out. Whether you're just starting your coin collection or you've been collecting for years, finding a coin like this could be your ticket to a fortune. So what do you think? Do you have a 1979 D quarter sitting in your collection that could be worth a small fortune? It's time to break out that magnifying glass and start inspecting those coins. If you do find one of these rare gems, don't forget to get it authenticated, because it could be worth millions.